Monday, July 28th, 2025 meeting of the Ellettsville Town Council. Marshall, would you do the prayer?
Our Heavenly Father, we come before you again this evening. Just thank you so much for this wonderful little town that we serve. We ask you to be with us tonight as we make the decisions that affect all those that live here, work here, and those that are elected to be officials. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Chief?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And when you have time for a roll call, please.
Pamela Samples. Trevor Sager.
Here.
William Ellis.
Here.
Dan Swafford. Scott Oldham.
Here. Now we'll move to the public hearing on the award bids for the Heritage Trail pedestrian bridge crossing Jack's Defeat Creek.
That's me.
Okay.
At the council's July 14th meeting, bids to construct the pedestrian bridge across Jack's Defeat Creek at McNeely Street were opened and taken under advisement. The bridge is part of our Next Level Trails grant. On July 17th, Mike Farmer, Rick Kopic, and I met and reviewed the bids. We would like to award the bid to Fox Construction Company Incorporated, who had the low bid of $541,363.
Mr. President, I'd like to award the bid that asks for a condition that they not proceed at this time. We're having some difficulties with DNR, and we've actually got to stop work on us right now, and have for some time.
That would be my question for Darla. Do we award this bid or do we hold off?
I think you can award the bid and just hold off on the notice to proceed.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we'd have to understand, depending on how long how long's the bid price good for?
That's something I'll ask him.
Okay.
And if he, will be very flexible about
Right.
The end date and all that, and I'll have to talk to him about it and explain our situation.
I think the council knows, depending on the length, it may be a little bit more than,
Yeah, that's why. Do we award the bid?
I would think we award it. My thought is we award it because that way if we get the situation taken care of, we can just go ahead and start. We don't have to.
Your thoughts?
If you award it and they can't proceed, then you can just, wait 2 more weeks, and I'll go talk to him and tell him what's going on.
I would go ahead and award the bid.
Okay.
Okay.
Other questions from council? Questions or comments from the public, since this is an unusual circumstance? Okay, and we're back to the council.
I move that we award the bid for the Heritage Trail pedestrian bridge crossing Jack's Defeat Creek to Fox Construction. Is that the actual correct name of is it Fox Construction?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Might be Fox Construction Company.
Fox Construction Company.
And the motion includes holding off on the proceeding until
Yes.
we hear. All right, yeah, I'll second that.
So just a correction, that is correct. Your motion does include the stop work.
Yes, I just forgot to add it when I.
Okay. All right, and we have a motion and a second when you're ready.
Trevor Sager.
Yes.
William Ellis.
Yes.
Scott Oldham.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll move now back to one more time. Action to approve minutes for the July 14th meeting.
So moved.
I'll second, even though I wasn't here. I think I can still vote on minute approvals, correct?
I think that is correct.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Now the action to pay accounts payable vouchers and payroll vouchers.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? There are 3 resolutions this evening, the first of which is Resolution 18-2025, additional appropriation for the general fund.
Yeah, I'll take this. We've asked for an additional appropriation from the general fund of $100,000. We have a need to put in a professional service line, $50,000. In the town hall, we have additional costs of $25,000 that'll get us to the first of the year. I can explain this if you like, and then $25,000 for professional services for engineering and design for VS Engineering and Bidenfennial Associates Engineering for the trail in Stewart Park. I explained it. I sent you guys an email, and I can go through questions if you like on why we're doing it.
Questions from council?
I just don't know if for the public, we should just maybe bullet point.
Well, the bullet points, the town hall is pretty easy. During our rate case for the water rate increase, IURC decided we could not finish this year paying our rent
Right.
from the water only. And then there's additional costs like electrical, yeah.
Because water was paying a
telephones.
percentage of all that, correct?
Yeah, all that, and it came to almost $25,000, so we just rounded it off. Everything that we don't use is encumbered and goes right back to the general fund. For the professional services, I have a list I'll not bore you with, but it's like probably 30 or 40 different instances where we needed professional services already this year, dealing with TIF, dealing with SB1 legislation, some fire issues. I can read them off if you want.
No,
I have
I'm
the
okay
list.
with that. It's just that, these are not, for the public and for my own, these aren't reoccurring things we're always gonna have year after year that are not budgeted that we'll have to do
That
this
is
for.
correct.
We'll be able to bake these into budgets going on. That's all I was.
Yeah, and then lastly, the $25,000 for professional services for engineering and design. That's just requirements that DNR's asked us to address.
I'm done.
Okay, any other questions from council? All right, anything from the public? And back to the council.
Make a motion to approve resolution 18-2025, additional appropriation from the general fund.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, when you're ready.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
motion passes.
Next is resolution 19-2025, additional appropriations from the park fund.
I'll take this as well. We have a current cash balance of $101,000 in the parks budget, and we need to ask for $24,500. The bullet points are $3,500 for sand and timbers and upgrades to the Flutter Garden, and $6,000 for furnishings and office equipment for the Heritage Center, which we've got the go-ahead to proceed and finish, and then $15,000 for outside landscaping and ancillary outdoor furnishing, such as benches and basically mostly landscaping. So this comes out of the parks budget.
And Jimmy, you guys have it in your
Park
fund,
Board
right?
has talked about it and approved it, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And once again, any money we don't spend will be encumbered and it goes back into
Yeah.
the.
Okay, questions from council? Public? Back to council.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 19-2025, additional appropriation for the Parks Fund.
Second.
Motion and a second, when you're ready.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Next is resolution 2025, transfer of funds, MVH restricted to local road and bridge matching grant.
Guess that'd be me, with EMB paving, kind of getting ready to wrap up with what we've got going on for the community crossings grant this year. We need to transfer from my restricted line into the matching grant for the local bridge and road to be able to pay them when they're done. And it should be my 25% match.
Okay. Questions from council? Any from the public? Back to the council.
Make a motion to approve resolution 20-2025, transfer of funds, MVH restricted to local road and bridge matching grant.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, when you're ready. Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Trevor Sager.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next is Resolution 23, 2025, authorization to open a new checking account.
I will take this. In an effort to keep our interest that we have been accruing high, I was asking permission to take $250,000 from the general fund that we currently have at People's State Bank and move it to Old National. In the checking accounts that we have at Old National, or at People's State Bank, the current interest rate is 2.96, and the introductory price at Old National for an account is 3.75.
Okay, so forgive my lack of on-the-spot math skills. What does the difference throw off in a year?
It's not substantial.
Okay. And have we approached Peoples with potentially see if they'll elevate the rate to match that?
So we did on the CDs, which we were able to move a couple of them up to, so they were all at 4.6, and then they've dropped down to 4.16, and then we increased a couple of them up to 4.29.
Okay. Other questions from council?
No.
Anything from the public? And we'll come back to council.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 23-2025, authorization to open a new checking account.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Scott Oldham,
No, if it's not gonna offer us anything substantial.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
And Darla, where does that leave us?
It passes because it's not an ordinance. If
Okay.
it were an ordinance, you'd need 3 votes.
All right. Speaking of ordinances, there are no ordinances on first reading, second reading, and there is no old business. So we're gonna jump straight to new business, which is the Baker Tilly contract for utilities with a 30-day filing.
Yeah, I wanted to make the board aware that I've asked them to start a 30-day filing to increase the hook-on fees for water. They haven't been raised for some time. I can't even tell you when we raised them last, but it's been several years because of inflation and the price of brass and copper and all that. We need to raise the price of the hook-on fee. And to be clear about why we're doing it is, the IURC does not want us to make money on a hook-on fee, but they don't want us to lose money either. So whatever the cost to put a new service in, it should be borne by the person hooking on. By making it a break-even, the current customers are not impacted because they help pay for it, and the new person doesn't have to pay any kind of profit on it. They just pay for a new hook-on. So, with that said, the current price for put an existing new service in, and we do all the digging, is $1,510. It's going to go to $2,225, and that is penny for penny, just so everybody knows. And if it's a bore, it goes from $1,960 to $3,425. So as you can see, we have 2 other ways you can pay. If you do your own excavating, it was $1,180, and now it'll be $1,725. And water only, which is a meter, so you don't pay sewer for irrigation and such. It used to be $600, and it's going to $1,100. And we've always discounted that to encourage people to get water-only meters so they don't have to pay the sewer.
And is that consistent, the hook-ons with other areas?
No, actually, it'll probably be one of the highest ones around. Any other water company that's not taking care of this is not doing their current customers any favors. And if there was any critique of this process, we probably should have done it 8 or 10 months ago.
Okay. Questions from council?
Or just a comment. I mean, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been talking about doing this for a while, and kind of the conversations that are the public loud and clear says we don't want to pay for new growth. Well, this is a way, on this aspect, they're not paying for the new growth. They're not subsidizing these hook-ons, correct?
That's correct.
Right.
And as you can tell by the difference in the current price and the proposed price, the inflation in the last 24 months has just been, it's super inflationary, and it's really hit our industry because it's all metal and, you know, those kind of things. So it's a hit, but it's what it takes. It's penny for penny.
And this is just for new hook-ons. So existing
It's just for
customers
new
are not
hook-ons,
gonna.
that's correct. Yeah, it has no effect on current customers at all.
Other questions from council? Anything from the public? Seeing no one online, no one rising in chambers, we'll go back to council.
Make a motion to approve the contract between Baker Tilly and Utilities, the 30-day filing.
I'll second.
Motion and a second.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
If I could, I believe during the process, Darla will write up a resolution,
An ordinance.
an ordinance, and on that will be all the other fees that we have. I could send you a list, such as if somebody tears a line out and we have to send out a service truck and a man or backhoe and a labor, those fees will be all in that too, so we're updating everything. But this hook-on fee kind of leads the way.
Thank you for that. Next on the agenda is the fire department provisional hire, full-time hiring request.
Yes, we have one full-time position that's open. We'd like to bring the name of Cody Motter to you guys for a contingent offer of full-time employment pending a positive perf physical.
Questions from council?
It is a budgeted position. It's current.
Okay. Action from council.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Make a motion for the fire department to hire Cody Motter pending the per physical.
I'll second.
Can I make an addendum to that? That we extend a conditional offer of employment pending satisfactory?
That's fine.
Do you have a motion and a second with the agreed upon amendment?
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
Thank you.
I think the next one's right back at you, Chief, for the MOU between the Richland Township Fire Station.
I think I will pass this to Darla to explain.
As the council is aware, the town needs to replace its Curry Pike Fire Station, and the Richland Township trustee, Marty Stevens, is willing to finance the new building. So what the council has before it is a proposed memorandum of understanding between four parties, that being Richland Township, the town, North American Minerals, which owns a 4-acre parcel at the intersection of West Vernal and North Hart Strait Road, and the Rogers Group. North American Minerals subleases that parcel to the Rogers Group, and those two entities are willing to sublease it to the township for a 99-year lease, sublease at $1 a year for the new fire station. So this memorandum of understanding states in relevant part that 4-acre parcel at the corner of Vernal Pike and North Hart Strait Road will be sublet to the township for 99 years at $1 a year. The township is willing to finance the project, and at some point in time, the town will convey to the township fee simple ownership of the old fire station upon the execution of a further definitive agreement. Right now, this is just an agreement to agree to kind of set forth what the parameters are. So the township will serve as lead party with respect to the project. The township will issue the bonds, and the town will provide all accurate information to the township for the project as requested.
Questions from council?
Just one of the things I've mentioned to Kevin, and I think others, my heartburn with this is the fact we'd be trading real property, something we own, and we're getting a building on land. Not only do we don't own it, the township doesn't own it.
Well, I'd like to ask a question on what you just said, interrupt you for a second. So Darla, and again, I'm gonna give you a, for instance, probably hypothetical that you can't answer yet, but I'm gonna try. So our governor and our legislature's stated intent is to do away with the townships.
Yes.
So as I understand it, the theory behind that is if the townships cease to exist, that then falls, all that they had falls to the county. Is there anything we can write into this or have written into this that if the township no longer exists, that the property now comes to the town?
I can circle back around and put some suggested language in there for the next meeting, if that's a concern.
Well, my concern, and I'll just be
Sure.
blunt,
No, I
is
understand.
all of a sudden the county owns it and decide, you know what, Ellettsville, get out. We're gonna put our own fire
Right.
territory there. And I don't really see that happening.
Maybe something in there that gives an option for the township to sell it to us for $1 or something like that. So if it looks like this bill's gonna pass before it does, they can,
We're never gonna own it. It's leased for $1.
We'll own the building that sits
Oh,
on
the
it.
building.
yeah. Just as the township, whatever township rights they have, we could buy, is what I'm saying. If it looks like the township's going to go away.
See, and that's the overall issue with several of our things here that, and again, I would love to think that all this would work out to our benefit, but we've proved in the past, that's not necessarily always gonna be the case.
That's why,
Okay.
like something in there that if that looks like it's gonna happen, that we can
If
have
it's
that.
structured like what we do with the fire trucks, that we own them, they're paying for them, I'm completely good with that. But as I understood this, they own it, they pay for it. Correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure, much like the old fire station downtown here, the trustee owned the ground. We had the building built, maintained it and all that, but the town never owned the building.
I have no issue whatsoever with doing business with trustee, and we've done that successfully
Sure.
for 30, 40 years. My heartburn, to borrow his term, is with the county.
No, I understand that, so I don't know if the town can own a building on property that they don't own.
It's possible, but it's unusual.
Well, because the sewer, we own the sewer plant, right? And that's just a parcel not even connected to the town that's part in Ellettsville.
I think it's annexed in.
It's annexed in a
Well,
couple years
it's
ago.
annexed in, but there's nothing around it in Ellettsville. It's not contiguously annexed.
No, but,
It was annexed under special statute.
But if
Could
we
do that
own-
here too?
Still
yeah, I
goes- still is in terms-
don't
still
see any
goes
reason
property
why
rights.
we couldn't own a building on leased land. If the township owns it, then we could own it too.
Because currently, we don't
Right.
own the building that Station 8 sits on. We own the building and the property, but it's not annexed into Ellettsville.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. But the proceeds from that we sell can go towards this, but what I don't want is, like, whether it's when the county takes over or 99 years, for the musical chairs to stop and for us to have nothing.
I'm not so worried about the 99 years,
Yeah,
I am
think in
worried about the
99
whole.
years, you might want a new building anyway, but.
No,
but
we definitely
your
would,
point is-
but we would have no land, we couldn't
Right,
just.
right.
Yeah,
You couldn't just tear it down and rebuild on
Right.
that parcel.
I'll be here, so I can.
You probably will be.
In that same chair, yes.
The
and I
only
don't want in
other,
100 years some council saying, I can't believe they did this to us.
the only other thing that I know to do is to physically look for a different parcel, one that the town could own the ground outright.
I've got no issue with all how this is
No, I
structured.
understand.
Other than the stated intent from the legislature and the governor's office to do away with the townships, which would then push it to the county. If there's just something we write in here that, should the township cease to exist, this same deal exists between the Ellettsville and the landholder instantly, not, I guess, giving us an automatic way out. If you do away with the township, that's fine. It now falls to the second tier, which is Ellettsville and this building corporation, not the
Right.
county.
I'm sure Darla can come up with the wording we need.
I hope so.
I'll come up with something.
So with that said, is there a motion?
Well, so we want to wait till we see some,
Just
I
a
don't know how
motion
we-
to table.
We can.
yeah. I'll make a motion to table the MOU for Richland Township Fire Station.
Second.
Motion is second to table.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Scott Oldham.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no problem.
Next on the agenda is the new roof for the fire department, open quotes and discuss financing.
So you have 3 bids. The first one is from AMI Roofing out of Bloomington. Total estimated price, $93,500. The next one is from Integrity Exteriors, also out of Bloomington. $116,589.15. And the final one is RCV Roofing.
I think they're above the monthly fees if you want to do it monthly.
Well, yeah, I was wondering how they broke it down.
It's in small print.
Okay, quote subtotal, $192,823.29. And that is for the ribbed metal roofing, which would be an estimated $2,537.51 a month. If you go with textured ribbed metal roofing, the quote is $209,563.79, or $2,757.81 a month.
Questions from council?
Were the first 2 quotes the metal roofing, or?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them are metal. I've had conversations with all 3 of them. The first one, there's a lot of items they left out of their quote.
I'm thinking with $100,000 difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, the first 2 almost have $100,000.
yeah, the second one, just glancing through it, it looked like everything was on there. The third one matches the second one except in the cost, and I'm not sure why there's almost $100,000 difference.
If I could make a suggestion to the board, perhaps we table this pending a review by both legal and other staff to make sure we're getting what we want.
Yes.
We want to make sure that the scope of what's in
Right.
there is what we need.
And I'm gonna have to ask the question,
Sure.
it's been less than 25 years since we did the last roof. What guarantee was there on that one?
Basically, just with the new building, the issues we're having with it, when the building was constructed, they used 1/2-inch plywood, and it's delaminating. If you recall, we had to have structural engineers come in and do some work on it. So I contacted the town structural engineer. He came out and looked at it and said, what we need to do is do a complete shingle tear-off and redeck the entire roof. And then go back with a metal roof on top of it. So he's confident that will fix for many, many, many years. But the shingles that are on it are literally failing because when the decking's separating, it's actually cutting the shingles when it pops up, and so when it rains, it does inside.
So was there any type of guarantee on the building itself?
That's gone, and that was supposedly fixed when they came out. It was back when Chief Davis was there.
Yeah, I'll
so
say, let's
it's been
go
several
back 10 or 15 years. We had some substantial work done on it.
Yes,
And
and that was all covered by the builder. And then there was a significant amount of hail damage 12 years ago. And we had it re-shingled, and the decking that was damaged then or separating was repaired. But now there's more sheets of it doing it.
How old is the building?
21 years old.
Okay.
Doesn't seem that old, but
And what type of guarantees do we have on this?
the first one was a 5-year, the second one was a 10-year, and I think the third one, I can't recall if it was 15 or a 20-year on workmanship.
That maybe also account the difference in cost.
Well, again, that's why, again,
Yeah.
I'll make the formal motion to table pending review by staff and legal.
And I'll second.
Do you want to add anything for you? Whenever you're ready.
Trevor Sager,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
motion tabled.
And if I may add one thing to that, the second part of that, if we go with the first or second one, if we do an additional appropriations out of my cumulative building and equipment fund, I can pay for half of it. I can pay for half of it this year and then the balance of it next year, because I don't have enough in there to cover the whole thing. So I'd have to maybe get a loan from an internal loan. If we end up going with the third one, it'll have to be financed, because I don't have that kind of funds in the CB&E line.
Okay. All right, so when you guys look at it, if you'll evaluate from cost, what we need, you know the whole spiel. All right, now we'll move to privilege of the floor. If we have a business for the council that is not part of our normal agenda.
I just noticed this on my way in, so I was looking I wanted to look up the town council to check meeting times, and when I pulled up the website on my phone, in big red letters it says permanently closed, and under it, Ellettsville Town Council is permanently closed. If that's wrong, suggest an edit. And I thought maybe you just call your attention to that.
Is that on Google?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 'cause who has the Google Business login for the town?
Well, don't know who has it.
Anyway, I would have called you
Well,
tomorrow
Google-
instead.
Yeah,
It
they
just
have to
happened
fix it,
right
whoever
now.
has it.
Thank you for doing that. Anyone else? Privilege of the floor. Seeing none, we'll move now to supervisor comments, beginning with the town manager.
Yeah, I've got a couple things. So, just so the town board's aware, on the 17th, I believe, we met with Jamie Nebel and EMS and Red Cross. They went through our building. We've asked them to evaluate how it could be used during a national or a local emergency or during a weather event, for shelter for our citizens or for whoever. And so they're going to do an evaluation, come up with a plan, we'll present it to the board, and then if everyone's okay with it, we'll become part of the inventory of places that can shelter people during hard times. The other thing I have is we need to make sure that everybody's set for August 25th for a work session, and that would be prior to the regular scheduled meeting. And I want to make sure everybody can come. Everybody can come. We need everybody to be in attendance because the budget is already a concern because of what we're not going to be able to include in the budget, and yet we're meeting with Baker Tilly tomorrow, and I'd say they'll have a concern with the amount our budget is, with all that said. So we really need input. I think this should be, board and department heads working together to figure out how we navigate the new financial workings of SB1, and everybody's either predicting doom or worried about doom in the future, especially in year 27 and 28. It's a little over my head sometimes. That's why we have Baker Tilly and staff. But it is going to be important that we make a decision together and we make the right decision. So moving forward. So anything that compounds, any decisions we make where we compound costs year to year, we need to think long and hard about how we go about it.
What time do you have for that work session, Mike?
Well, 5 o'clock, okay?
Yeah.
Gives us an hour and a half.
On what date?
25th.
I'd like for you to all encourage everybody to be here. That's all I have.
I'm sorry, that's it?
That's all I have.
Chief?
No, thank you.
Chief? Okay, move to council comments.
Just want to thank Kip and Highway we had a lot of complaints when the state first started their bridge thing. You guys worked with the state and got that pretty clear so people could see which lane went forth. So I just want to thank you for that, because they had pedestrian pointing things that were conflicting and confusing drivers. And I knew it wasn't us, but you took care of it, so thank you. Well, then, thank you, Mike. Thank you, anybody that had anything to do with it. Thank you.
Okay. Anything good? Okay, at this point, no further business. We stand adjourned.
Sounds good.